Hey everybody, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and today I'm going to show you how to play Mr. Tambourine Man, Bob Dylan's version. Let's just take a quick look at what we'll be learning today. Hey Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there is no place I'm going to. Hey Mr. Tambourine, if you want to learn the Birds version of it, I already have a different lesson where I teach that. And I'm also going to make a lesson where I teach the intro. So please take a moment to subscribe to the channel if you want to get that. It's going to come out in a few days. Otherwise, let's just jump right in with the chord shapes. They're pretty simple. C, D, G, and that's it. Just a classic 3-chord combo. If you need extra help with those chord shapes, I have a crash course. It's available on my website. It's completely free, no credit card or any of that stuff. It's a 14-day course that's going to teach you how to switch chords comfortably, how to strum with a steady rhythm, all the basics like posture, tuning your guitar. I'll put a link to that down below. But really quickly here, just some tips to make the switches more comfortable. For G to D, I recommend leaving your ring finger down. That's a really great tip. You can kind of just pivot off of there. And one of the most difficult switches early on is from C to D. So for that one, what I like to do is from my C chord, I remove my index and then I drag my middle and ring finger down. And that is right where they belong on the D chord, right at the very end of the fretboard. And you just add your index finger back. You know, and I would just work on doing that over and over again just to get the mechanics solid. You know, same for G to C, there's no trick. You just put your fingers down, 1, 2, 3, or you can put your fingers down 3, 2, 1, whatever is more comfortable for you. Just work it the same way over and over, develop that muscle memory. Like I said, the crash course will help you. I also have a free ebook. If you don't want to take a course, you just want like a good reference booklet, that's available too, completely free. Anyways, that's all we need for the chord shapes. I guess the one tricky part of this song is how long to play each chord for. You'll see there are lots of simplified versions, but when you listen to Bob Dylan playing it, he might hang on to this chord or that chord for a little extra longer, and it changes, you know, throughout the tune. And that's what I want to really nail with you guys so that you can play along to the recording with 100% accuracy. So I'll just put the chords up here. Every one of those chord symbols represents one measure, which is 4 beats, which means we count to 4. So on the C chord, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, C. And I always recommend doing this when you're first learning a song. 3, 4, and just counting out loud. 3, 4, 1, 2. You could even add more strumming. 2, 3, 4, 1. Just strum every beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And you see here on the last line, D, and then we have G, and we have 2 extra measures of G. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And those are the parts that get cut off when you just look up the tab online somewhere. You know, you have to listen to the recording and you'll really figure out how long to play each one of those measures for. Luckily, I did all that work for you, and I'm going to show you all of this for every part of the song. But before we get down to that, let's take a look at the strumming pattern. It goes like this. And that strumming pattern is quite simple. It's just down, 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 up, down, up. And whenever we're learning a strumming pattern, we got to incorporate some counting. On beat 1, we play a downstroke. On 2, another downstroke. And then on 3, a down up. On 4, a down up. You know, we just think about the down up like a single component. That way we can just count out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you can slow it down and really work it out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And it's always down on the numbers, up on the ands. If you want to get it, add a little flavor to it, On the very first downstroke, we can just aim for the thicker strings, and I would call that a root strum. I'd put a little R there just to remind you. So you get more like root, down, down, up, down, up. You know, and that adds a little bit of dynamics to it. You'll also notice that sometimes, while Bob Dylan plays that most of the time, sometimes he kind of goes off the tracks and he'll play the most common strumming pattern ever. Down, down, up, miss, up, down, up. But let's not worry about that. If you want to learn more about that strumming pattern, which is super helpful, I have a separate lesson dedicated to it. I also go over it in my free ebook and in a bunch of places. So I'll put some links for you if you want to explore that. But we're going to keep it simple while we learn the tune, and we can always expand later. So we're going to play that strumming pattern one time for each of those chord symbols. Let's just try it for the chorus of the song. I'm going to get out my metronome, and that'll keep us nice and steady. I'm going to do it at 110 beats per minute, just quite a bit slower than the original recording, just to give us some time to breathe, you know. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and play a song for me. I'm not sleepy, and there is no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you. So I would work on getting that part down. First, just the downstrokes only and counting along, and then adding that strumming pattern. And once you're at that point, you can pretty much play through the entire song. You just have to take a couple notes here. I recommend printing the lyrics. You know, when you get the lyrics with the chord symbols over top, it never tells you how long to play each chord for. But that's what I'm going to tell you right now. The first verse starts off the same way. I know that evening's empire has returned into sand, vanished from my hand, left me. And then we're going to go G to C one extra time. Blindly here to stand, but still not sleeping. So it's just like the chorus, but we go G to C one more time. And you're going to find out as the song goes on that he extends that more and more. He'll go to G to C 2 more times, 3 more times, 4 more times. And that's the really cool part about this song, is how he extends the form like that. And then for the second half of the verse, we just do that exact same thing. Let's just play through the entire first verse right now. 1, 2, 1, 2. Though I know that evening's empire has returned into sand, vanished from my hand, left me blindly here to stand, but still not sleeping. My weariness amazes me. I'm branded on my feet. I have no one to meet, and the ancient empty streets, too dead for dreaming. From here, we would play another chorus, but at the end of this chorus, we have 3 extra measures of G. So in the first chorus, there's 2 extra measures of G. Now there's 3 extra measures of G. And then we go into the second verse. And for this one, we're going to divide the verse into 2 halves. For the first half, we go between G and C, you know, doing that whole like, my magic swirling ship, my senses have been stripped. We do it 5 times. My hands can't feel to grip. It just keeps going on and on. My toes too numb to step. Wait only for my boot heels to be wandering. You know, and he does G to C 5 times, so it's really extended there. Then in the second half of the verse, he goes G to C 3 times, and then after that he adds 2 extra beats of C. And to strum those extra couple beats of C, we're just going to keep going down, up, down, up. So, cast your dancing spell my way. I promise to go under it. So this is one of those tricky bits where when you're just listening to the song, that's where people get lost. When they try to play along to it, they're like, what happened there? You know, I was following the chord chart. It didn't, what? So let's just count our way through it. I'm ready to go anywhere. I'm ready for to fade. 2, 3, my own parade. 2, 3, your dancing spell my way. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 2 extra beats of C just kind of tacked on at the end there, and the melody changes. You know, it goes like, I promise to go under it. It's like a bit of a climax during the verse, which is really cool. So the second verse is very different it's pretty much the most different part of the entire song. From there, we have another chorus, has 3 measures of G at the end, just like the second chorus. Then there's another verse, and we're dividing our verse in half. For the first half, we do the G to C thing 4 times. For the second half, we do the G to C thing 5 times. You know, and these are important little notes to write on when you print off the lyrics on your copy of it, you know, just to kind of follow along. Or you could just use the words to dictate that. Another chorus, and this one has 0 extra measures of G. Then there's an instrumental part. You just play the chorus chords again. And then there is another verse. And in this one, both the first half and the second half of the verse have 6 little G to C bits. You know, so G to C 6 times in both halves of that verse. And then we end it with another chorus. For this one, we just have 1 extra measure of G at the end. And then there's an instrumental, same chords as the chorus. It fades like 8 measures in. Obviously, you're not going to do a live fade. Just kind of, I would end it at the end of the chorus. Unless you have a harmonica, riff, some stuff, totally up to you. If you want to play through this entire song with me, I have that available on my Patreon page, where we go through the entire song start to finish with a metronome, slow and steady. Also, don't forget to check out my crash course. That'll help you develop the confidence to, you know, play your first 2 songs from start to finish. I also have my free ebook, and I have some premium courses that are really going to help you out if you kind of want like the complete path. No stone unturned. Learn guitar once and for all. It's going to help you out with all the basic chord shapes, strumming patterns, chord progressions, everything you need to just be able to show up and play guitar. I'll put some links for that down below as well. Otherwise, if you enjoy learning guitar with me, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate your support in that way. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.